Okay, the next speaker is Dirk Palder from Capgemini. Dirk has 19 years of consulting experience with expertise in managing large, complex transformation projects and implementation of new processes and organizations. He was promoted in 1997 to Vice President, Head of Postal Services and Physical Distribution in Central Europe. From 2000 to 2005, he was account executive for an international distribution company and member of the global leadership team. Remaining as a senior postal and logistic expert throughout the last decade and one of the key experts in Germany, he has been asked to cover the role of global account executive for the European leader in logistics by the European Board of Directors. And he is responsible for all disciplines and countries of the Capgemini group. Dirk, may I give you the floor?
Thank you very much. A long list. Let's make it simple. I just be there to help the clients. Therefore, I want to share a little bit our experience we have done in Capgemini in bringing technology and business needs together. What we have seen, and it's not every time like we have seen it now with Belgian Post, Johan, this is an excellent example, how to follow really professional the road Postal have to take. And therefore, maybe I can use it interactively, some of your points here in my presentation, which fits excellent. In reality, what we see, complexity in technology is so huge that it's not easy to get the connection to the business side. And both sides get also a very specialized language. So it's also not easy to talk to each other. They don't understand you. And our approach, and that is what I will bring a little bit fast track, TechnoVision was bringing it together as a method for connectivity both. And then the second part will be more concerning the area of new business models coming up, plus in the downturn, what is the specific situation? And there also, Johan, give us a sample coming not from the downturn, but from a loss situation. And we'll see that a lot of what they have done is also part of our recommendation for what we recommend you should do in the downturn. Short overview about Capgemini. I think you will know 90,000 employees now, so quite a big company. 7,000 in the more management and strategy consulting area. A lot of folks in the technology area, I can tell you. And we have roughly 25% in outsourcing. Capgemini is since years in the postal industry and logistics industry on the way, doing projects there. And especially we're doing a lot now also in industrializing our services. And that means like you have talked with nearshore, we call it rightshore and offshoring. So right now in our company, which is a formerly French company, we have 25,000 Indians. And this was built up in less than 5 years. So it's quite impressive seeing on myself what transformation and what changes in IT and how we use IT is happening to us. What's it all about? And you can see, if you're talking with technology guys, it's like in the London Underground. You see a lot, but you never will find easily something where you have to go. There's a lot of confusing words, and that was the reason why our board was asking our chief technology officers, 50 of them, come on, how we can synthesize what's happening. There's a lot of escalation, a lot of new stuff coming up. But what means this in the nutshell? What they have done, they put it together in technology trends. On the other side, the second team was working on business drivers in the different industries. And have to look at what is the driver, what is the necessity to do. Out of the first outcome, 70 trends and the drivers were very complex to have a good communication. So there was a second effort to say, come on, now everybody in a room working together, and we have to downside is to cluster so that we really can get a meaningful exercise out of this. And I will now give you a short overview what is it all about. If you look at all the trends, and this is the 70 key information drivers, is still a lot. So how we have assembled them to a very easy model. And I will start in the middle, the you experience. What means the you experience? It's very simple. You can take it on one hand on the internet applications, which makes life really easier because they are rich in functionality. I give you the example. Google Earth is one of this. There are community home spaces where we all get free configured information. You have already role-based portals, so that means you are not entering as a human being alone. There will be an information. What is your role in the organization? What is your role in a community? And you get specific information in this area. And the most important one, I will show you as examples of it, are mash-up and hypothetification. I think that's really changing the way it is. And it's crucial for you, because people get trained to the you experience and they will look at the postal operator in the same way. The second one is from transaction to interaction. Economics, crowdsourcing, everything is the Web 2.0 power. Who is knowing these words, buzzwords of you? Hands up. Economics, crowdsourcing, not too many. The second will be then a very easy one. Who is using it? Elmar, I know you are using a little bit of this stuff. If not, it's very interesting because you can use it very smartly. Procter & Gamble has opened a site, Innocentive. Innocentive is the site where people get paid for solving problems for Procter & Gamble. So they are outsourcing innovative things, help, and if somebody, so-called backyard scientist, comes up with a good idea and a solution, they get paid for it. So here they are using the community out for their business. There are free agents based on Amazon techniques. So Amazon has opened up a mechanical Turk. What is a mechanical Turk? This is outtasking. So they are outtasking or give a platform to outtask stuff. If you want to have a page translated, you would outtask this on Amazon. Somebody is voting for it, and he says, I make it for this price. And you say, okay, do it. 24-hour globally. It's the same is happening with, I'm looking for a picture, and somebody says, I know where you can get it, and he's paid for it. The next one is thriving on data, and I think Johan has already told us, more and more data management gets crucial, especially in the right way at the right timing. Real-time integration of data is one example. SAP and Microsoft had come up with a joint venture and a joint venture product, Duet, so that without knowing for business people, out of both applications, you can see what you have to see. Even better is the so-called Googleification. If you are searching for unstructured information, Google is setting some kind of mental standard and real standard how we are doing it. Master data management. I think one of the biggest issues in all companies, at least I know, has really something to do how to get a structured approach that you can calibrate across different divisions. And also value-added services. Look at your sales force. I know quite a lot of host operators where in competition they get very creative on extra services they are offering to the client to get the deal. Problem is there any kind of process behind to get discharged? A billing out? I know companies, post operators, which needs 9 months to implement a charging process to do this. What happens? The sales guy has sold it. Client is asking for, you are doing it, and you get nothing paid. And 9 months later, you come around and say, hey, now I have a bill, I want to pay. And that is the new Web 2.0 world. People will not understand why afterwards, after getting something for free, you are charging. This is quite critical, and you have to downsize the time of delivery of these kinds of functionalities. The next one, process on the fly, and now it comes really to the sprint approach of you. What we see is really, there are tools, modeling tool out, where you can even do it faster and better. So we are doing workshops together, executives on one side, business side, and IT, and doing online modeling in one workshop, one day. There are tools like Cordis and also IBM WebSphere products, where with some pre-configured configuration, you can do it at least in a visual way that for the sprint, the definition of what will get out for the business is quite clear. The next one is sector as a service. And that will come because it saves a lot of people a lot of time. Pre-configured complete systems in non-mission critical areas. You can save a lot of stuff. There was one area which was hurted heavily, that was utilities. When all this, we have to change the way how utilities are organized, especially in Germany, the so-called unbundling coming out of the regulator. Separating of producing power, distributing power, and also get this then by sales delivered. To make this kind of unblind exercise with a huge utility company in the traditional IT world, you have a really huge project, 3 to 5 years. So what's happening in this industry, they are start configuring completely new on service-oriented architecture, the stuff, and they are buying partially from SAP and other ERP players, complete solution for basic functionality. So that everything what is competitive is bought, ready-to-go solution, plug and play. Salesforce.com, you know Salesforce.com? Do you know how many transactions Salesforce.com make a day? First of all, what it is. Salesforce.com is a CRM software for managing sales and interaction and client data. This is over the internet. You're paying by use, very cheap, very easy to implement. A lot of companies have switched over. And your Salesforce is wherever needed with whatever computer, they just enter it with a browser. All information are in the net with Salesforce.com. How many transactions a day do they have after, I think, 5 years on the market or 10 years on the maximum? Any guesses? 100 million a day now. 100 million transactions a day. So they are getting really huge in this industry. Invisible infrastructure. I don't want to go too much into this technical stuff, so I will mention it as cloud computing. More and more companies are avoiding to invest in hardware. There will be somewhere hardware, but I don't care. We have a project where the hardware in one of our centers is running, distributed, not only in UK, but also parallel in Poland. The team running the hardware and maintain the applications is sitting in Mumbai, in India. And the first level support is coming out of our Czechoslovakia office and out of Scotland and out of Antwerp. Distributed. Open standards and service orientation. Oh, sorry, I was one too fast. Visible workforce out working for Capgemini. And Capgemini is working for this community. A complete different thinking compared to some of the discussion we have heard today. But now enough IT talk, come to some examples and make it more tangible what I have told to you, and also a little bit post-exampled. Coming back to the U experience, and the Time magazine has made you last year as the person of the year. And that's true, because it's really changing a lot of attitudes. You means, and everybody who is using an iPhone, how many are using iPhones? If not, at least you should give it a try. So please keep your hand up, since there's persons who should give it a trial, because it's not a good phone. No, it's an okay phone. It's not a touch screen. No, touch screen you can get everywhere. No, it's a 3-fingertip solution. Without my iPhone, I can't travel anymore. Because there are very small applications on the iPhones which are so useful. You don't want to miss them anymore. One is around me. What is around me? Apple iPhone has a GPS system inside. So he can locate where you are. And what is happening if you are around? You have no cash, right? Around me says, okay, here is the nearest bank around. Perfect. One fingertip. I can see, oh, that's the bank, great. But how to find it? Very simple. Next fingertip is open up Google Maps, and it shows you, you are here, that's the way you have to run. And it's 500 meters. You want to phone somebody there? Yes, the address is in. You just directly can phone the bank and make a call. The third fingertip. All apps, not more than 3 fingertips. Intellectual capital to use it, quite limited. The U experience. Nintendo. Why has Nintendo get this huge success? They have changed the war. Sony and Microsoft was fighting for high-tech machine of playing on this machine. Was designed for young people which want to play hard. And Nintendo was finding out it's too expensive because they have really hardy DVD, HD, every expensive stuff in. And the research department says, no way, we can't do it, so change the war. First of all, our customers should be more people that are not directly targeted. So what to do that non-users start using it? Second, if I'm in front of a game, what's happening normally? I'm only focused on the game and I'm playing just with my fingers. And they don't know, interaction, we need interaction. And therefore Nintendo, the Wii is interaction. And now elderly people are using the Wii by doing the exercise and have fun. Complete new game. Change the rule of the game by thinking structured how to get non-users to users. Next one, for me, is a good example is the Swiss post with the virtual post office. This is coming very close to the user experience, the U. First of all, you see what you get. Second, it's like it's in the normal traditional world. Well, I don't want to dive in detail, but I think you can understand quite nicely that people which once have entered this site get very fast steered alongside. Test the same with others. You have to learn the structure the portal is telling you, and this is just a normal office. The U experience. GC's Penny is going one step more. This is a combination between the U experience interaction, because this will be pre-configured, depending how long you are doing with them. So you have every day a different site, customized to your needs. So that means you have background information about your behaviors, what is happening there. So the site is coming up like this, and you can pre-configure stuff afterwards also, how you want to have it, interactive and you. Nike, going together with Apple, also something completely new, right? What they have done is for runners to make it more convenient. First of all, you can say, okay, I run and I can listen the iPod. At least people which are trained, I would say I couldn't do it. I would breathe so hard I can't hear myself or the music. Second, what they are doing is by combining it, they put afterwards the run on the internet of the portal of Nike. And you can get an overview about what you're doing, how you're doing. And third, they have combined this with intellectual intelligence, so that you get the coaching, you can connect to others which are running in the same area. So how to build a community which start doing something together. Very simple, by putting some technology together, but also with people which have never worked together so far. Using the environment which is there. Earth Class Mail, I think we heard about it. Also with your example from Canada Post, I think that's something where the first step is done to get people trained that they can work on the virtual world like in the physical world. Of course, this is convenient and good. I absolutely recommend to do this multi-channel stuff that people can choose. On the other hand, again, this is a good example where psychology-wise you need some extra spirit or not, because you start training people only to think digital. And the PDF classification gets more and more crucial, because why should I switch from physical world back to the electronic world, whatever, if I directly can ask for an email with PDF? So be aware that you need some extra value add on it, that it not gets a tremendous risk. Summary, with the U experience beginning down to the invisible infrastructure, TechnoVision could help you from the technology side, and it was really a fast track, and normally we can do a complete 3-hour session on it, with examples and thinking what's happening there, to open the minds for a workshop, how to fit this then together with a business driver. So what we are doing is then really using this message in a structured way to say, we have here 20-25 business driver on the other side, and then the key questions are, step 1, still very simple. First of all, which technology driver is a cause for a business driver, which is a must, and which is just a help, or which has nothing to do at all? Step 1, to do it. Step 2, talking about technology. Is this technology available? Is this next? Or will it come later? Maybe next year, whatever. Not yet there. And bringing this together helps a lot to have a better feeling about what's happening. I have here one example we have done for a consumer product company. And you get very fast the visibility about what's happening, and business people and technology people are discussing heavily in this kind of workshops together about the impact and also the roadmap, what could come when. We have done it also for the postal operator, only just some feeling about it. It's not an easy exercise for the first time, and you should take a little bit of time that people really have prepared themselves. But the outcome normally is a clear priority aligned together. But now the downturn comes, and that makes quite changes. And I will introduce you to the PXD matrix we have developed, which really helps us with some clients, how to manage right now, not out of the stomach, not only fast, but more structured. There are 4 steps you should normally do and also should be discussed. The first one is a very simple one, just cut by 10% everywhere. So this tightens the belt. Next step is normally moderate, that means make choices. Where should I reduce budget? Where should I invest? Which project should I delay? So this is still also on the easy side, but tougher. And then it comes more to the significant changes. Change how we do things. Make it different, but have some creative idea how you can enhance it. Like the Belgian Post example, I think there was some points where they have done changes. And the last one is really interesting, is also in this crisis, use it for thinking about, like Nintendo. Change what we do and how we do. Because this is the best way under pressure of a crisis to have an open-mind discussion, because you are losing less than ever before. So people are much more willing to think out of the box, coming with a new approach, which could be a killer in the area. In this case, we're normally talking also about the complexity of business transformation. Parallel, in the downturn, there are business priorities, and we have heard it, especially, I think, your colleague with the cash syndrome, I absolutely agree. On the other hand, if I look right now on the market, operational cost reduction, a lot of post operators in the classical field have done a lot. So their core purposes and the opportunity to save their something, I assume it was 10%. That's quite different with IT costs and cash management. You have shown us your nearshore case. I can tell you, if you're going for a right-shore approach, reorganizing a well-organized IT department which are doing already service orientation, architectural stuff, normally the cost cut we can do, using especially our Indian colleagues, we can cost cut by 30% very easily by taking over a lot of the stuff and get it in industrialized ways. So we have several examples where it's still not possible compared to a normal make procedure. The third one is also quite interesting. I have found it out also in our company, customer focus on sales. In this, tuning into a crisis, a very structured sales force management is necessary. A lot of sales guys are doing the wrong stuff now. A lot of sales guys are not capable to make a turnaround. You should manage sales in a way that you can save 30% of cost without any impact on the revenue. That's possible. But you have to know with these measures, with these measurements, and be transparent. Because every rapid action which is unfair or perceived as unfair in your sales force will demotivate everybody else. Next one is product and services. I think you should check your portfolio. And if products are not running after 2-3 years, give up. Stop what you're doing. Sometimes difficult because depending who has introduced it, there's a lot of politics and emotion behind, but stop the luxury stuff now. It's time. Supply chain partnering. I can tell you there's a huge opportunity for thinking about cooperation with others and sector for services approaches. We have here seen, and yesterday Cycleon got as a reverse logistics provider the Grow Award, and of course they were also nominated for innovation. I would say it's not really an innovation, nearly to an innovation, but it's a really good approach. They are specialists for reverse logistics. Partner with them, talk with them. They can do how they do it quite cheap on one hand. On the other hand, partnering means you will do the parcels. So that means that's this collaboration in a way you can discuss and should discuss more and more. Workforce planning and HR. We have done some optimization with specific IT tools and together with HR department, how we can use two things. More flexibility on the work time, more management of the lifetime volumes, but on the other hand, talent management and also reskilling. I think there's not enough investment because we are moving shortly maybe in new areas of services that you also think now about what is the opportunity with reskilling, what we can get out of it. Transparency and trust, that's all about. All this was nice, and if you start calculating what's in here, there's 110%. That's what we be a good deal, but in reality is, of course, we have interlinks and we are talking only by bits and pieces. But I'm quite sure if you do it a very structured approach, which is transparent to everybody with the process, they will say yes, and you will go down by 20%. There is a potential of 20% cost saving if you do it trustful and transparent in tough times. And that's the future, because if you can't do this, you have to invest in the future as the next step. The problem is, and that's my strong belief, all those nice value statements we know from all the boards, which are printed on AO plots and in the nice brochures, are nothing And value statements are only foreseen or are realized from your employees if they are lived in tough times. So that doesn't matter if you print there, our people are the most important stuff. And in the first crisis, you are firing people without any kind of comment who is fired and why is fired. It will not work, and I have seen it. Finally, and that's just for appetizing, of course, our method, TechnoVision, helps also to make it transparent, and you can go business priority by business priority. You can go through how the different area I have presented from the technology side can help you. So structuralized downside cost. I will not go through this one as an exercise, but it's quite helpful to do it. I want to summarize a little bit on a strategic level. There are two things in tough times to reduce cost. First of all, labor arbitrage. This is the axis below there. First is offshore, get it to the cheap countries. Right shore is really more using it more intelligent, so that means really what should be done where, because cheap is not every time really good for you. It's really just cheap. The next one would be more get it as a one team. That's more complex. A complete team approach, how we want to manage this challenge. And the next one we have already discussed is partnering with others. Go for a partnering approach because there could be tremendous value in, not only in cost saving, going with a partner, but also in creating new value, and that's the other axis. Because if you look at offshore, it's thus transition from one process running here to in India. That's quite easy. Right shore is thinking about who can do what best and how to manage then the different locations. One team gets the best practice implemented from everywhere. That's already really transformational, changing things. And the last one is innovation. What I have seen often in this situation, they are going some long line. I think it's time with getting this fast together by aligning business and IT to save time now. Out of our experience in business transformation mapping, there I'm a little bit coming from, having done large changes in large organizations. There are some lessons learned, especially for the situation you have right now. My clear recommendation is do a clear vision. Communicate loud, but it has to be tangible. It has to be which is coming to the heart of the people. And they could grip it. They understand what you mean, what you do. Second, make a strategic mapping as soon as possible so that you see that are the steps. It doesn't matter if the island you want to go is pretty clear in all detail how to reach it. But at least you should know what was roughly the way you go. And you should do it time-boxed. If you not start the ship for going to a new island now, there will be 100 good reasons why you never will start. So that means if the right team is together, you have to start and then you solve the details. And straight to the to-be. Because in dirty times, you need a vision that it will come better. The sun is out there, and don't talk about all the obstacles. Talk about the future. Parallel change of process at IT. Parallel changes. And big steps. I think that's people now expecting from our management. That they know how to counteract on this dirty situation we have in some of the companies. Takeaways of today, hopefully, TechnoVision is a structured matter which has to decide at the right time. Aligning business IT is crucial of today's time. Sets the right priorities in the downturn, maybe by using this kind of transparency method. The timing for deciding for transformational approaches is perfect. So if your company decides not to do it, there could be a competitor out who says we have to do it. And what is then your counter-reaction? But have a tangible vision. I have talked in the last weeks with 2 companies. They have no vision at all. The only vision is the mail volume will go down the next 10 years and we have no idea what to do after. That's nothing but just tangible and what is positive. So you will not survive. And communicate if you have decided where you go and how you go. Then people will follow. I tried to put it a little bit in a simple sentence and then with a picture. Today's challenge is balancing your cost attitude, which is done also with the Belgian Post, but also get in the heart of the mind of the people. You need your people for the next step and to survive in the areas. And if they are starting going into themselves and having no trust, they will not have power, And making this, I really like this picture we have used. And you can phrase this, do what you want, not what you can. I think there's a huge opportunity ours. If I've seen all the stuff going in the postal, more trust to your people and motivate them, and it will work. And hopefully, with this, some ideas, we come to a good discussion. Thank you very much.